we both had the concern that there wasn't enough going on to try to get more women to run for higher level office. Our organization, Political Parity, looks at people running for Congress, women running for governor, that very top level of office.
That's good. That isn't good enough. It's incremental. And in order for us to go beyond the incremental to parity, we have to kick open the door to a whole different environment. Kick open the door and say, okay, what is our goal? Let's engineer back from that. Let's get this done. And the fact is that if we go at the rate we're going, we won't have parity for 200 more years practically. Well, that's not good enough.
There are very concrete reasons to do this. Women, when you get the numbers up high enough, will work across the aisles because they are their own group even as much as they are their party. And so that's what we've got to do. We've got to focus on doubling the number of women. Let's get to 34%, and we're going to have a different country. And you know what? When the United States of America transforms, the world transforms.
They tend to run for office because they're passionate about an issue, they care about it, and they run to solve a problem. But they tend to try to figure out ways not to engage in politics at first. They'll go the nonprofit route. What we've been calling, they work around government. And then they finally get to the point where they say, the only way I'm going to make this change is by getting myself elected and getting on the inside.
For us to make a difference, each side of the women's movement, the conservative women and the liberal women, need to make concessions.
Recruiting should be a priority for us, but it isn't. So more organizations need to take responsibility for asking women to run.
We need to be bright and smart and work really hard. But I also think that it's that coming from the heart, and it's the use of empathy that sets us apart, it makes us different, and it makes us more effective.
And what we're trying to do here is encourage and empower women to go into what are historically male-dominated areas, celebrating and embracing their femininity. We don't have to pretend we're men.
Focused on how we can bring women, and in particular minority women or women of color, to the forefront, to join at a table where we belong.
We need to have an initiative to try and attract more women into the party. And we need to be much more proactive than we have done. And of course the first question is, what is a guy wanting to do this initiative for? Because this is usually women's territory. And as I reply, well, you know, you need to have men supporting this as well as women.
We deserve and belong at that table. Our voices must be strong. And we have to fight for one another. Because if we don't, no one else will.
Men just look at themselves in the mirror and say, Senator, right? Congressperson. They don't see themselves as anything else. So if you're waiting to be asked, I'm asking you, each and every one of you, to do your part in your community. Doesn't necessarily have to be elected to politics, but all of it makes a difference. And now more than ever, we need active participation of women. And our voices can ill afford to be on the sidelines on any issue.
It's really important that this be a think tank because they don't have the answers. And if they had the answers, we wouldn't be stuck like we are. So it's really important that today we leave with some different ideas. They have some of the answers, but we haven't been able to pull it all together in this country. So we're counting on you.
Don't agonize, organize.